Welcome back everyone, hopefully you all are doing well. And yeah, last episode we built the big tree, and there was also a comment in the last episode saying, I'll put on the screen right now. They said that the big tree looks a bit weird, or I don't know what they said exactly, but they said the trunk or something was too thick, and I think I agree actually. Now that I'm inspecting it a little bit closer, I do think it is just a bit thick. I could thin it, but yeah, it's a learning curve, right? So thank you for your very kind comment, and I'll keep that in mind. If I ever do build a tree in that size again, then I will try and make that thinner. But yeah, in today's episode, you probably might have guessed what we're going to be doing. We are going to be making a waterfall. So this area, the enchantment area, has been like the bane of my life. I just hate with a burning passion how this area looks. Like, it just doesn't really look that nice, and yeah, I just want to fix this up. I know that in the past few episodes I said that I'm going to work in the main the main area, but yeah, that is not happening. Future episode. So what I'm going to be doing next is trying to fix my super smelter. Now I need to fix this because I kind of went design over functionality, and you can clearly see I actually did go for that, and yeah, it's time to change because a normal super smelter is very easy, and I got like 80% of the concept down, but I don't have a central chest, and that means that I have to go through each and every furnace, collect the items, and that's so long now, and I just want to have a centralized chest, and then I can open it, boom, have all my items, and done. Now the thing that really inspired me to just do it now is because in my cousin's world I have a small super smelter, and I can't let my cousin's world be better than my world. So guess what, we're doing a proper super smelter. Now you know I'm not a redstone guy, right? So yeah, I've done some little genius redstone, and what I did is very simple. You flick the lever, both minecarts which put the fuel in and the items into the furnace, they go at the same time, and then they magically go into the chest. So simple, but I struggled so much. I don't know why I struggled so much, but I learned a lot. I learned redstone staircases, I learned comparators, and yeah, I didn't know you could activate blocks, which is very interesting. And a small issue with this design, I guess, is that when the fuel hopper gets fuel, because the speeds of the speed of the minecart really varies by the amount of power rails, when it goes through these hoppers here, some of them don't really get fuel. So if it keeps going and coming back, only the first 6 furnaces will get the fuel. So I kind of have to leave the system off for like a little while, and then turn on so everything gets fuel. But yeah, I feel like how I did the exterior was really nice as well, because it looked like you saw in the interior, you can actually see through the the hoppers and stuff. But I just placed like some machinery going in. Alright, now that my genius redstone has finally been implemented, let's now focus our attention to this this beautiful thing I want to create. So I want to create like a waterfall here, and I want this waterfall, if I showed in the last episode, this waterfall, I want it to go through from that mountain, go down into this ravine, which I'm going to make into a river, and then just flow all the way to the main ocean. We're going to first start off by making this waterfall at the outline, and how I basically want it is just to reduce some of this mountain area here, because I feel like it sticks out too much, and I want the waterfall to just flow nicely with the mountain. So if you actually look on a real life waterfall, you see that some of the rocks and stuff are very grey, some of them are dark, some of them are light, and so I thought, let me do a deep slate to stone gradient, and that's what I did. I did deep slate at the bottom, then went to the tuff, then went to the stone, and sprinkling a little bit of andesite. I also added some mossy cobblestone and some dripstone just to give a little bit more interest. The mossy cobblestone just adds some moss because, you know, we're near a waterfall, and the dripstone just to give that element of there's rocks, the weatheredness. So yeah, this is how I basically imagine how it will look, and yeah, it's just looking so good. Like, you know, we got the dark area at the bottom, then we transition into the nice grey areas, then we go all the way to the light areas, and yeah, this is basically the transition I was looking for. And yeah, I put some rocks as well. Like this is actually a rock. I don't know if you can tell, but that's why I did some dripstone, just to, you know, give the rocks a bit of weatheredness and texture. And yeah, rock here, rock here. There's also a small rock here as well. Like it's kind of like hidden into the it's hidden into the like the terrain. Okay, now let's grab some wool and, you know, get all of the stained glass. Okay, let's put some stuff away, get all stained glass, because now it's time for my favorite bit. We are going to be doing the waterfall. Now, I forgot to mention that I'm actually making a glass waterfall, and this is the first time I'm doing a glass waterfall, so if it doesn't look nice, I'm sorry, but yeah, it's first time. Let's actually try and see if we can actually do a glass waterfall. So this is actually a weird thing that I'm gonna do, and you've probably seen so many people do it, but we're gonna be placing some wool. And what the wool is going to do is, you know how glass is, you know, it's see-through. Yeah, so when we're standing here, you're gonna see like the ugly stone and dirt, and I kind of don't want you guys to see that. So the blue is gonna act as a way to show that this is water. And when we get the glass right here and we place on top, it's just gonna look like, when you look through it, it's gonna look really nice. So yeah, that's the plan, and hopefully it goes well. The waterfall is now finally complete, and I'm not gonna lie, it kind of looks a little bit ugly when you're up close, and it's mainly because of the textures. Like, you know, everything just looks so messy. But this waterfall is actually meant to be looked from afar. You know, when you're just passing by this area, you're just meant to have like a small glance, and yeah, you can kind of recognize that's a waterfall. But yeah, just don't look at it from this close. It just does not look nice. But yeah, I feel like I kind of nailed the feeling of a waterfall from afar, which I kind of like. And this took so long, like the trial and like the testing and stuff just took so long. So if you wanted to know how I did it, literally it's just so simple. So all I did was went on the internet, typed waterfall, and it's just like you have to keep breaking, placing, breaking, placing, and you have to keep repeating until you until the feeling of the waterfall is how you think, until the waterfall feels like a waterfall to you. So for some of you guys it might look a bit weird, but for me it looks perfect. And we still have so much left to do, so much. We're still not done here. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to be placing some rocks. And the reason why I want to place some rocks is because I feel like having the rocks around the pond will look really nice. And the other reason is I want this rock to be like some sort of guidance system for the water. So when the water flows, it's like me forcing the water to go this way by rocks, and then it's gonna flow down here all the way to the ravine, and then all the way to the big river down there. Yeah, one thing I'm gonna say is how I had a glass waterfall here. Here I'm gonna go with the normal waterfall because I already tested and I cannot do a 5 block waterfall with glass to save my life. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do. But the first thing we need to do is block up this ravine. I died, and it's not good. It is not good. You want to see why I died? Where's the hook? Right there. That is where I died. I fell all the way down here, and there's my stuff. So what I need to do is grab a water bucket, set my spawn here, and then this is hard. Why this always happens? Always. Alright, let's do this. So I could walk. Actually, no. I'm not going to risk that. I'm just going to go like this. I think this is the easiest way to do it. Something might shoot me off, but our spawn is reset, which is... Okay, there's a... Oh, no. Just stay. Just stay, yeah? No, just stay. Just stay. Just stay. No, just stay, please. Please, just... Okay, panicking. Oh, okay. Did I get all my stuff? Oh, we have a shield. Okay. Sword, pick. I think I got everything. but we're missing just a few blocks. Okay, let's try and get everything back. There is a creeper. Please do not explode, please. But that was quick reaction from me. Hello? Hello? Ooh, okay. Skeleton there. That's alright. Okay, more of my stuff went down there, so let's block here. I think I've been down here. When I was doing that small light up thing like a few months ago, this is exactly where I was. Okay, I think I got everything. I did waste a few blocks, so I might have to grind a bit more, but we are basically fine. Like, nothing can kill us anymore. Oh. Oh crap. Okay, it's not going good. Actually, I'm gonna just let the creeper explode, kill everyone. Okay, this is not good. What do I do? There you go. Okay. Right, let's get back to building. Alright, the river is now complete. And this is how I wanted it to basically go. So you can see how the rocks are basically trying to make the water forcefully go this way to create another nice waterfall here. And then, yeah, it carries on following this path all the way down to the main river. And yeah, we still have a ton of work to do. And I also went ahead and, you know, just placed some seagrass, some kelp, just to make it a little bit nicer, more presentable. And I feel like to make this even more prettier, I think what I'm going to do is head back to the coral reef in the future. And, you know, just place some corals and stuff. I did go there to get the coral tree blocks. But yeah, I kind of forgot to get the other stuff, the nice, like, and if you couldn't tell, these are the stuff I'm talking about. I don't really have enough, so yeah, we have to collect those. Okay, so I think we should just start finishing this build because we're nearly done actually. All I have to do is add some few decorations and then it's done. We are finished. So I'm gonna quickly go ahead and do that, and yeah, let's see how long this takes. The first thing to do is place some leaves to make this area just look a little bit more nicer. Then we can add a bridge here. Next, let's add some coarse dirt. Now it's time to texture up this sidewall because it's a little bit boring and I feel like we can really spice up with some tuff, some deep slate, and add some cobble. You know, this is looking a little bit boring, so let's spice up. And now it's time to add some leaves, some flowers, and now what I'm going to add here is a staircase just so I can reach the top. And of course, you can never go wrong with a lamppost. Now this area of my base is going to be like a flowery area, probably like a flower village. And yeah, you can see how this is actually a naturally spawned flower area. So yeah, I want to make this like a flower village and stuff. You know, add like a village there and just make this whole area so like flowery village like. And I feel like I don't want the pathways to be too similar to each other because you can see in the main area is the path block, and I kind of want to change it up here. You know, it's the farm area, and I feel like the best block to really change it up is probably the packed mud. And I never use packed mud as a path block. I always use it as a building block. So I guess this is going to be interesting. You know, we can always test out, see how it is. If we don't like it, we can always remove it. But yeah, I want to try and test this out and let's see how this looks. I like it. I really like it. That actually does look really nice. And I'm just realizing now that I like it, mud is a real pain to really grind because what you have to do sometimes is place dirt and just spam with a water bottle on the mud. And yeah, that is a pain. So I might have to do like some mud making machine sort of thing just to make the process a little bit easier. Yeah, the mud just looks really good. The path is complete, and I also did update the path just a little bit because, you know, the flow of the path felt kind of weird because the flow, like, you come up here and then you go all the way this way, because I was trying to do that, you know, that thing where you take a big turn here and then go to the bridge, and I kind of don't like that anymore because we got this small extension here. So yeah, we can just walk all the way here and then take the staircase up and you reach the nice waterfall. Now I kind of realized that I kind of didn't talk about how I textured this area. So yeah, leaves, you know, the leaves just really make this area just feel so much more cozy. And yeah, we got some acacia saplings as well, because I felt like just having the green grass and stuff blends in a bit too much. So yeah, we got some acacia saplings to just give some pop, you know. But okay, now this segment is going to be low bitrate, and it's also going to look a little bit dull. But yeah, we got some nice pink here, and yeah, we got some nice leaves, foliage, and yeah, this area is basically looking very cozy. But there's also something missing. We are missing trees. Trees is missing in this area, and of course we need to go custom trees. You probably can see by my inventory, we got some pale oak fence, some diorite. You guessed it, we are making a diorite tree, which is a birch tree basically. And yeah, it's gonna look really interesting and really fun. So let's do it. Now I never ever built a birch tree before, and this is actually my first time doing it. So it's gonna be interesting. So of course we need a trunk. So I'm gonna make like a small trunk. I'm not gonna go big scale like I did in the previous episodes, just something low key. And yeah, we need just a small trunk, nothing too crazy. Now I don't have scaffolding, which is kind of an issue, but yeah, we got this trunk now done. And I'm actually going to do a different type of tree. So you probably seen trees that use like these thick logs and stuff, and I kind of want to do something different. I want to use diorite wool. I want to use a diorite wool, and what this is going to do is just give the build a little bit more interest and make the tree a little bit more thin. Okay, now we go up by 5 blocks. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And there's also another trick I want to show you is glass panes. I love glass panes. Like, since I learned you can use glass panes for trees, I love it. So stick one out here and then go up with a diorite wall, and we'll go like a few blocks. And let's look at it. Yeah, that's looking good. That's looking really nice. So yeah, I learned this trick off of I was watching a video, and this person, I don't know their name, they added glass panes to their branch, and I really like how they did that because it adds some variation to the tree. Because you know, you could do the classic just wall on the corner, but just placing that glass pane, it really gives it like I love the like shadow it generates. Like once I put the leaves on, you're gonna see that you won't even notice that's glass. That's gonna look really nice. Now that the branches are placed on the tree, it's time to put some leaves on this. Now the way I like to put leaves on my branches is quite simple actually. So let's get a branch, so for example this one, and I like going to where the branch starts. So that would be down here. But if you think about a tree, you would know that they kind of don't really start right at the bottom. It's kind of like here, I guess. So that's where I'll probably start placing leaves. And what I would do is I will go in like a spherical shape. So you do something like this, and you do a whole sphere shape around the branch, and you basically do that for every single branch. And then at the end you remove the leaves at the bottom, just, you know, because in real life trees there's not actually leaves at the bottom. And yeah, that's basically how you do it. It's very simple. And remember the golden rule: 60% air, 40% leaves. And I'm gonna actually do the leaves off camera because yeah, it's going to be a little bit hard doing it all on camera. So without further ado, let's do this. Oh yes, we are done. We are done with the tree. And that is looking so good. I am in love with this tree. This tree, it actually didn't take that long, surprisingly. It really didn't take that long. And yeah, this is my favorite view from the tree because you can really kind of see like all of the spherical shapes, because that's something I always struggle on, really getting the spheres down. I don't know how to say that word, spheres down. But yeah, that's one tree done. And yeah, when you come under the tree, you get this nice feeling of the branches just towering over. Now there's also something missing, and you can easily see that a tree should be around here to really cast a shadow around here. But yeah, this is what this stone pillar is for. I'm gonna place a tree here, but I don't know which kind. Might be another birch, might be something else, probably an oak tree. But yeah, another tree goes there. And what I'm planning to do is I'm planning to make, like, when you stand around here, I really want it to have like this thing. Cause look, you can see there's a leaf there, which is kind of like a focal point. And if I can fit another tree here and make it a bit large, so the focal point is still the same like that, I really want the waterfall to stand out. And yeah, that's basically the plan in the future. But for now, we still need to build another tree. I want to build another birch. Rain actually loves me. It actually loves me. But yeah, I want to build another birch tree kind of around here. Probably right around this spot here, because I feel like it will look quite nice. And from my house, it will really give that nice view of the waterfall. But yeah, enough talking. Let's build this next birch tree. That is looking so good. Like, if I'm just gonna put on the screen right now, compare to how that was literally a few days ago and compare it to now, big improvements, very big improvement. Nice big tree here, nice tree here. You get a little waterfall here, you know, nice purple, which really blends well with the blue. And then you got that nice pathway which goes all the way to the tower. I was kind of down myself building these trees, these birch trees. And you know, I trust my terraforming. I trust I can do decent terraforming. But trees I'm just scared of. I'm really scared of. But it turned out so nice. And yeah, I also went and decorated this whole thing. Put some wildflowers because I never used these. And yes, you heard a zombie. But yeah, I put some wildflies, just wildflies? What? Some fireflies just to add some small ambience around this area. And yeah, as we keep carrying on this way, we got another tree. And this tree, I kind of went a little bit creative. So if we stand back here, you can see that the tree, I'm not gonna lie, looks kind of like a blob. And I agree, it does look like a blob. And yeah, so what the creative thing I did is I kind of wanted this branch to be a little bit tilted, just to give a bit more variation, because you know, trees are never perfect. And yeah, I love this tree, and I feel like this angle in particular is kind of ugly. I'm not gonna lie, I feel like I put too much holes. I need to put a little bit of leaves. Yeah, put a little bit of leaves here. And yeah, I think my favorite angle is here, because you can really start seeing the shape of how the tree got formed. But kind of unfortunate that this is in the way. But yeah, I love how all these trees turned out. This tree is not perfect. I might edit it just a little bit, but as one person said in the comments, trees are never perfect. So yeah, I loved how this tree came out. We got a nice sitting spot here as well. Originally the sitting spot was here, but I actually got another idea. I feel like I feel like I'm gonna make like a mini like a barbecue area, you know, people who can come here, have some barbecue, have some stoves here and stuff. And I feel like that would be a little bit more interesting than just having a seat down there. And let's check the view from here. So yeah, oh, I love this. This, like, every time I came here, I felt so depressed just looking at how the terrain was. And now it's so much better. Like, coming up the tower, you get a nice big view of the tree. And as we come all the way to the top, this feeling is just so much better. But before, the best views were down here and down here. But now we got some nice tree getting in the way, you know, really coming into the wind, really coming into the tower frame. But yeah, what's the future plans about this area? Am I gonna jump? Water? Nope. We're just gonna, okay, yep, we're just jumping. We are just jumping, okay. But yeah, future plans for this area is probably to make like a flower field around here, because yeah, I feel like a flower field will really fit nicely just here, just to fill in some void. And yeah, we could put like a small tree here potentially, I don't know. And yeah, we do need to fix this area. I don't know what to do with it yet. That's why I'm kind of gonna place like a probably 2 flower fields on either side, and then have like a massive like flowery village here, mud path, bridges, and all of that stuff. And the episodes might feel a little bit shorter than usual. You know how I told that I jinxed myself? I really did. And yeah, my university is starting like 3 weeks, So my episodes are going to be shorter in terms of like what I'm going to do, like the projects. You know how I do random stuff, like, you know, sometimes I do the mob spawner, sometimes I'll fix this, then I'll do a big build. It's mainly going to be like doing a build and that's it for the episode. But if I think of something else interesting, then I will let you know. But guess what? The copper golems, yep, the copper golem coming soon. So that means we might need a proper overground storage area. I've been planning that as well. And I've been planning a few different builds that might be of interest. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys all in the next episode. I don't know when that's going to be. But yeah, thank you so much for watching.